Okay, how I hear any chord. This is my way. If you have a better way, go make your own YouTube video. So in this first section, I find it helpful to frame the chord by using a framing device. For instance, if I'm trying to hang something, I don't always have a level there, and I may have to use other things. Maybe there's other things on the wall. Maybe I can back up and look at it that way. And so it's the same with chords. You can use something else other than the actual chord to see if the chord is correct and if you're hearing the right chord or not. Like, what is the chord before it? What's the chord after it? Is it a target chord or passing chord? Has a chord been played before? Or do you even know the song already? All of these will help you frame the chord. And so the next section is the meat and the potatoes. And but for me, it's the order is kind of important. Before I get the quality, I try to ask myself, what is the top note? What's the bottom note? Then once you get those, do you recognize any intervals, right? And it's like major 7, major 2nd, things like that. And then once you have all of that, everything should fall in place by using what I call Sean's 4-tier system. And so I have another video about that, and I do have a chart here that's here. This is an expanded version of that same chart. Here is a condensed version of the chart, right? But basically it's just asking, can you tell based on these 4 types of chords, does it sound like one of these? And then for me, the most difficult part is the voicings, because it could be a major chord, but then how was it arranged? So for instance, here's a major 7 here, but then if I voice it like this, some people maybe have trouble hearing that. So the voicing, even though it's still a major chord, how it's voiced and how the notes are arranged can matter. All right, so this last section here is for those of you who either have perfect pitch or you have a good degree of relative pitch, or you just have a really good ear. And it's basically your ability to hold a note in memory, meaning when you hear a chord, you pick out a note. You just simply replicate the note that you hear in the chord, and then you play the chord and you see if that note is there. So it kind of happens as like a process of elimination, right? So does the note exist or not? Right, so that's how the whole system looks. I do want to mention something here that, is there a shortcut to the system? Yes, there is, and that's knowing the chord. If I know the chord, I could jump straight to here without doing any of all of this. So that's why this is why I say developing your vocabulary is the shortcut. It is the method to finding chords the quickest.